one of the big time wasters I've seen, which is learning from the wrong people. Because what happens if you learn from beginners? Good morning traders, welcome back to Quebec City. I want to do a last video before I leave to share with you something that I find interesting. Those are what I call time wasters in trading. Things that can change how long it takes for you to become successful. You could go from like 1 year to 5 years to become successful because you waste a lot of time. So those are like the biggest 4 I found, but you might comment below if you have any other ideas of like time wasters to make sure people don't do them. And those are the ones that I've seen have the biggest time wasting factor for me and other people as well. But it's going to be different for everyone, of course. So I want to jump into this right now. I've got 4 to share. So the first time waster I've seen a lot of traders face, and they spend hours and days and months in that phase, is they're not clear about their path. They're not clear about what kind of steps they're going to have to take and what's going to come before the other steps. And that's a big problem. So think about someone that's going to try to find investors when he's not even profitable. He just started out trading and he's trying to find investors to invest in his trading. That's going to be a waste of effort because the effort you put in there won't really help you. You won't find investors if you don't have a track record. So you really have to go step by step and do things in the proper order. And that's why planning on paper and writing down exactly what you want as a goal, what steps you have to take to get there, and when you will work on some things. So when I achieve this, I'll work on this. When I'll start to be profitable, I'll start to work on finding investors. When I find an investor, I'll start to work on building a report that I can give the investor. Or when I become profitable, I'll start to plan how to travel and trade. And I'll try to learn how to do it. And I'll try to find ways to minimize my costs while traveling. Or things like that. That's how you do things. You prepare in order and you put it on a sheet of paper. Whether it's going to be in a notebook or just a sheet as you prefer. And then you follow that sheet, that step-by-step plan. And you might readjust, of course. Like you might go back every month and say, well, it's not really how I thought this would go. Based on probably what your mentors tell you. Or what your coach tells you to do. Then you might readjust, and that's totally fine. But just keep in mind that you need to have this kind of order of things, of what's going to happen when. And then you follow that order, and then you get result without wasting too much time. Now the second time waster I've seen, and this was really huge for me, is changing your mind in the backtest. Now I did this many times. I would backtest something on the Trader 4 or any platform. And backtesting means like going back and placing trades based on the past data. And then I would get to a point where I felt it wasn't right. I needed to change something. And I would change it right in the backtest. I would start backtesting again. But first, I didn't see the result at the end. And second, I was only relying on a little bit of data to make my decision on what I would change. And that meant that it could work well for some time, but not the rest of the time. So I would backtest like all the time and back and forth and trying again, stopping and trying again. And that was time wasted because I did not even conclude anything with those. That was just like trial and error. And trying to fit the data and the trades I got and the losing trade, trying to minimize those, but only for a short period of time. And that in the long run didn't give anything useful. So what you want to do when you backtest, you want to have a plan first of what you will backtest. I would test this, and then you just test it out. If it really doesn't work, like if all things fail, then yeah, you might stop. You might stop and go back and try to talk to your trader, try to reevaluate what you do. But if you get some results that are fine, just do it till the end. And then you might want to change after. You might want to change if it's really bad at the end. Okay, if things are not according to plan. Or according to what the course says, or what your mentor says, or what the video or the article, the book online said. So you do it, get the data, then readjust. That's how you do things. It might be taking a lot of time to kind of backtest something completely, get the stats and do it again. For sure. But it's going to be shorter all the time. Then going back and forth and changing things as you backtest and wasting your time there. So that's pretty big. I wasted a lot of time there, as I said, and I really wish you guys don't do it. That's going to be just faster for you to get your results. Now, time waster number 3 kind of makes me laugh a little bit. I see people, especially beginners, that are convinced that the best way for them to learn is to form a group of beginners trying to learn to trade. I've seen this multiple times. People that want to do a group for themselves, trying to learn by themselves, or trying to kind of collaborate with other beginners. And that is one of the big time wasters I've seen, which is learning from the wrong people. Because what happens if you learn from beginners? You won't get much result. It's going to take time for you to kind of learn and read the books and go through everything to get some results. It's a good way to discuss your ideas and stuff and share with other people, but the feedback you'll get, keep in mind, it's going to be from beginners, not from traders you aspire to be like, right? It's going to be different. And the other biggest thing here is people that go on forums trying to learn how to trade, or they listen to the advice from different forums about what to do and what to not do. And those people maybe do not even trade, or those people maybe are bad traders. You never know, or they took the wrong information, put it on the forum, and then you try to learn it. Like, how are you going to succeed with that? So learning from the right people is crucial. It's going to fasten your learning curve, maybe even cut it in half or more, and you'll have more inspiration because you learn from the people you aspire to be like, and it's going to be easier to kind of stick to your plan and stick to the process you should follow, as opposed to learning from beginners where when things go wrong, like it's like everything go wrong, like no one's there to help and save the group. So that's something I've learned, and I've seen people do this. I don't recommend it at all. Learn from people you aspire to be like, and that's going to be better. Well, that's going to be on YouTube, on different course, or anywhere you want. So that's number 3. Now the number 4 time waster, the one most people spend time on, is what we call strategy jumping. So going from one strategy to the other, trying stuff out, seeing how it works, but then you feel like, oh, I might be better with this. And the worst thing you can say, I think, in trading, no matter where I'm at now, I'm just going to kind of erase everything I trade now, I'm going to start from scratch. What that means is that, first of all, you don't care about your past data, things you've analyzed, experience you had. You're going to have to rely on someone to teach you everything. And that, to me, I don't think is right. I did that many times myself, but I always got to go back on what I've learned in the past, things that I tried, and I adapted this to what is my trading style now. It's okay to kind of forget things you've tried that didn't work and go with different strategies. But keep in mind that what you want to do is use your past experience, invest it in your future results, so that you learn from what you did, and then you don't just start from scratch all over again from different strategies and different things, because that's time waster. Like, you might do it once or twice, but then don't do it more than that. Because if you always do it, it becomes a habit of like, when things don't go well, I move and start from scratch with another strategy, another coach, another mentor. And that means that you cannot handle the tough times, the drawdowns. And those are going to be inevitable in trading. So you might as well get used to it. You might as well understand those and be okay with having a hard time, or having a drawdown, or having a time where you're not performing at your best, but knowing that you can work out to get back at your best. And that's what there is to it. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Those are the 4 biggest time wasters I've seen. Again, I cannot know everything there is about time wasters. There's a lot of them, a lot of ways people can waste time. If you've ever wasted time, if you have any ideas of like how people can waste time, comment below this video. Let me know in the comment section what are the biggest time wasters you've seen. And give a like to that video if you liked it today. Here are your comments from the past video. I appreciate you guys always for leaving your comments. And I'll catch you back for another video tomorrow. Ciao.